What do you want from me? Are you trying to get me back or just bad memories? What do you want from me? You can buy my love with all your treasuries. Or you think that you're alright.
Here y'all go. Okay. Are we cool? Are you grooving? Are you moving? Are you grooving? Are you ready to go? Cool. Okay, hello, welcome. Day number 3. Look at you. You're closing out week number 1, workout number 3. Feeling good, feeling ourselves, and I'm happy for you. And here we all go. Couple pieces to start off, right? Again, you can always pause the video anytime, take a breather, grab some water, grab a towel, whatever it is, right? Get your life together. You can also watch this not at 1 speed, but at like 0.5, 0.75, right? You can slow it down so you're not going as quick as I speak. I know I talk fast and I can't help it, and that's just who I am. It might be the caffeine, I don't know. It might be the personality, I don't know. But here we go. So you have some unilateral work today on the lower half. Exciting, yes, obviously. And then for the upper body, we're gonna do, you had the kind of those walkouts last time around. We're gonna get a little more advanced in that kind of similar movement. And then you're also gonna have push-ups again, everyone's favorite. So as a reminder, I will demo everything for you and then we will get into the blocks themselves. But to start off, right, we're going to go with a warm-up. I am going to go ahead. I will start my watch, so get your water, get your towel, get your mat if you want one. If you don't have one, go on a rug. If you need something under your knees, grab a towel, right? Whatever makes you comfy, makes you confident, and you're good to go. And we're starting in a whopping 3 and 2 and 1. Starting off with the demo, we're going to go on a hip rotation. So we've done this before, you're standing. We're gonna drive the knee up and out. And this is you for, again, Mindy doesn't know how to keep count. So you're going ideally in the 8 to 10 range, or just go for feeling, right? When you feel like creaks are out, cracks are out, right? And hips are opening up, feeling good. We're gonna go the other way and we're warming up. Again, might be a little bit wobbly. You can always hang on to something. No big deal there. Are you excited? Are you hype? I am. Okay, march in place. Hip flexors activated. Just drive the knee up 2 in line with the hips, in line with the belly button. You're thinking, okay, I'm using my hip flexors, my abs are pulling my knee up. I got a hat. Big change here. Cool, and then we're going on a standing kind of rotation. I want you to look over the shoulder that you're rotating around to, right? So you are here, suck your belly button in, rotate over and around, start to really activate on the spine. So you are here. Whew. Let's bring it down. We're going to do this kind of hip rotation that we haven't yet done, but you're going to have your heels down on the ground in front of you, kind of up like this. You can always have your hands on the ground, but you're going to rotate both knees to the right and then come back in. Again, you can always have your hands down on the sides. This is going to be really activating on the hips and getting them loosey-goosey to do some work on that unilateral front, right? Meaning we're gonna work kind of one leg at a time in the lower half block. Get friggin' hype. That's always exciting. Okay, stand your back up and open up again on the hips, and you are here. Suck your belly button in. Man, my hips are tight. Don't tell. Cool. I hope that we are feeling good on day 3 at the end of week 1, right? Feel like you've done quite a bit. You're starting off on the getting good practices in place, right? Couple of pieces here. Let's work on getting some really good recovery between these videos, right? So really working on some stretching out. You can find some other videos that I've done for stretches, right? Some like guided stretches. Make sure you're getting enough water, right? Make sure, get yourself a water bottle. That's always a good time. There are several Low-key, I get like a 40 ouncer, and then I can fill that up like twice in the day, and I'm looking pretty good on hydration there. Cool, standing rotation here. So just a couple pieces because you're exerting a lot of energy here. So we wanna make sure that you're taking care of on the back end of that, right? So good stretching, good water intake, trying to get a good amount of sleep, right? 7 to 9 roughly on your sleep hours, not time. Not 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. or 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. I guess. Cool, let's come down on the hip opener. Cool, again, you can have those hands down here at your sides. We're gonna do a couple more. Let's go for one more on each side. So then this is one, and then one more the other way. And we're cool. All right, we're feeling good. We're feeling powerful. On to block number 1, okay? I'm gonna demo all 3 exercises for you, and then we will go on the actual work itself. So again, grab water, grab a towel, shake it out while I show you how to do all these different pieces. Exercise number 1, we're going to go into the hip bridge. We did this in our last workout, but we're gonna go single leg on the hip bridge. So what we're going to do, you're going to have your heels down on the ground, just like we set up before, but we're going to stick one leg up in the air. This is an aggressive exercise here. So if we need to, we can always lower that lower half of the leg, right? But you're gonna drive up on one side and then come back in. What you're focusing on is you're trying to keep your knees at the same kind of level here. So you're trying to avoid this knee coming way up this way or way down here. So keep those knees, kind of watch those knees out your peripheral vision here and make sure they're staying kind of here together. So we'll go 8 on one side, we will go 8 on the other side. Then we're going to go into a lateral lunge. So we're going to step out wide, pause, push that butt back behind you and away. Hips come through, and we're going to stay on that side for 8, and then we'll go and switch to go to the other side for 8. Then, final lower body, we're going to reverse lunge it back. This again is very balance heavy. So if you need to hang on to something, no big deal, but we're going to add a knee raise on the other end. So we reverse lunge it back and then take that knee up in line with the hip. Again, we're going to exhaust one leg and then we'll flip into the other. If you need to, you can always go on the reverse lunge, have a slight step here and then drive it up. That will help you catch your balance. Again, and hang on something if you need to, right? No big deal there at all. Cool? Okay, we are ready to go on our first time round. We are going in 3, 2, and 1. You're coming down onto your mat. We're gonna go 8 one way, 8 the other. Stick the left leg up first, and we are driving up for 1. Again, you're making sure you're squeezing those glutes up on top on your glute bridge here. You're keeping those knees in line with one another versus letting this one leg come up real high, right? If you need to, as an option, let that one lower half of the leg kind of come down, makes it a little bit easier for you. I like to think that's 7 and 8. Flip to the other side. Suck your belly button in that whole way through. What you're doing as well, by keeping those knees close in how high they are, basically, right? So keeping them level, that's keeping those hips level as well versus rotating on that hip. So make sure you're squeezing up on top here. Okay, who's counting? That was maybe 5, 6. Suck your belly button in this whole way through. 7, one more time around. That is 8. Beautiful. Okay, lateral lunge. Here we all go. We're gonna step out to the right first. You know, maybe I should mirror you. How about that? So pretend I'm stepping to the right. This will be your right. So step out, push that butt back behind you. Hips come through, squeeze your butt cheeks up on top, right? There's gonna be a lot of that inner leg pulling you back in. So push out to the side here. You'll feel that all on the outside of that left, or of that right butt cheek, excuse me, the leg that's going out on the lunge itself. That's 6. Good. Again, you can always hang on to something. You need to have a chair right here, right? You can always hang on here and work on that lateral lunge. That is 8. We're gonna flip sides. Push it out on that one side. Hips come through, squeeze your butt up on top. Woo. Again, a little bit of balance work. You're working the outside of that glute, right? And you're working on that inner muscle, that inner thigh of the leg that is the straight one, right? That's kind of pulling you back in. 6, 7, stay smooth here, push your butt back behind you, come back through, and that is 8. Beautiful, all right. Taking it on the reverse lunge with the knee raise up in line with the hips. So again, tap that knee down, hips come through, and then you're driving that knee up in line with your hips. The point here of that knee drive too, suck your belly button in, so you're using those abs and that hip flexor to pull that knee up, and you're driving with that back of the leg, back of the butt to help you get that knee up in line, right? And the leg that's in front, that's the one that's also standing you up out of this lunge. I think that's 8. Flip to the other side. Go for 1. Whew. Feeling ourselves on the 3rd day in week number 1. We're animals, we're monsters. Look at us go. Suck your belly button in. That's 5. Again, what you can always do, you can always take that little step between and then drive that knee up if you need that option here. No big deal, it helps find your balance, right? That's 7, and that's 8. Whew. Look at us. We're good. Okay, that was round number 1. We've experienced the exercises. Now, let's go into really thinking through where we're feeling this, right? So you're connecting again, your brain to the muscles that you are trying to work here. So first, we're gonna go on the hip bridge. Dig your heels in, lift the one leg, keep the knee right in line with your other knee that is bent, right? So again, that really focuses on keeping your hips nice and square as you raise this up. Find that 1 second pause up on top. You'll tremble, 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 which is always exciting for everybody. You can always lower that front leg down if you need to a little bit. That helps on the aggression there. Cool, flip legs. Suck your belly button in, squeeze your butt cheeks. Be very intentional here about what is working, right? So the butt, your butt cheeks are lifting those hips up, and it's going to be the butt cheek primarily that is bent, or the leg that is bent. That's 6, I think. That's 7. One more time around. That is 8. Nicely done. Whew. Okay. We're gonna have the best butt cheeks in town. Step your leg out, reverse lunge it, push the weight out into that far leg that's stepping out. Bring it in for 2. Push your butt back behind you. I will go sideways too so you can see what this looks like from the other angle. So step out, push this butt back out behind you, hips come through, squeeze your butt up on top. 6, 7, suck your belly button in the whole way through, and that's 8. Killer, nice. Go the other way. Hips come through, I'll move over just a little bit. There you go. Whew. Again, using the outside here, launch yourself off and use that inner thigh to help pull you back up and in. Another time around. You can always hang on to something out in front of you. That helps a lot with the balance that is the exercise. Know that it's a balance exercise, right? It is a-okay if you're wobbly, find yourself kind of moving and grooving there, no big deal. 7, 6, 7. Hold. And 8. Whew. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Reverse lunge into the knee raise. Step that toe back. Woo, there you go. And drive it up and through. Again, you can always hang on to something if you need to. A lot of balance here. Drive the knee up to the hips. And again, you can always kind of find that pause in the middle. Perfectly a-okay there. Stay smooth here. Stay strong. Suck your belly button in. Drive it up with your core, with the back of the butt. That is 8. Flip to the other side. Good. Woo. Testing a lot on your balance. I know I've said that a lot, but it rings true across the board on these unilateral exercises, and just a lot on the lunge, right? And that's a-okay. That's their purpose. You start to find some of that balance work a lot, which is exciting. That's delightful. Whew. Is that 8? I think so. Again, horrible counter, and we will learn that as we continue together. That is 2 rounds. 1 round to go. So, again, figured out the exercise, connected the brain to the spots, if you will. Now we're just repping it out and feeling like absolute rock stars on the move. Okay, single leg on your hip bridge. Woo-hoo. Here we all go. Drive the heels in, stick one leg up and high if you need to, right? We can always lower. And you're focusing on keeping those hips nice and square, right? So we're not letting those hips kind of turn out to the side. You're staying nice and square that whole way through. Squeeze your butt up on top. That's 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Flip legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 5. Stay strong here. Stay confident in your movement. Keep your hips square. Really focus on your last 2 here. Good. Okay, I think we did 9, and that's okay. Ha. Sweet. Okay, there you go. Check off. Lateral on the lunge. Right, we're gonna step out to the right. Push your butt back behind you. Squeeze your butt up on top. Use that inner thigh to help bring those hips up and through. Push your butt back. Feel it on the outside of your right butt cheek. Push, push, push. Hips come through. Push up. If you're feeling saucy, right? And you're like, maybe I take my hand off the chair. Try it out or hover it, right? Test it out a little bit on that balance. You can always catch yourself on that chair a little bit, right? I think 1 more. Hips come through. Cool. Go into the left. Oh, ankle cracked. Suck your belly button in. Very solid, very solid. Week 1 is going swimmingly for the people. Good job. 1 more. And back and in. Cool. Reverse lunge. Drive the knee up. Final time around. Use that hip, use that butt rather, excuse me, to pull yourself back up and in, right? So drive yourself up. That's 3. Again, if you're feeling saucy and you've been keeping your toe kind of in the middle here and stopping, see if you can skip that step and drive it up. If you can't drive it up all the way, that's a-okay, right? You can stop here. We're looking for, if you're feeling good, maybe you try the advanced kind of next step, next progression on that exercise. Switch legs. Switch for 2. Nice job. You're gonna hear me say it over and over and over. Suck your belly button in, especially as you get tired here. Your form will want to kind of fall apart, right? So stay strong in the form here. Squeeze your glutes as you come up and through. Use that trunk, use that core stability here. 7. Am I honest? I don't know. 8. Cool. Beautiful. Block number 1, check, complete. Block number 2, you grab water, you grab a towel, whatever it is. Get your life, again, under control, back together, and we'll go for block number 2. Block number 2, we're going back into push-ups, and I'm hyped for you. I know we did these a couple days ago, and we're gonna go again. We are still training on the push-ups, right? So as a reminder, if we need to, we are going to the knees. We can go, go to the knees. You can always go on the toes as well. The focus, of course, as we've discussed, is on the way down, right? So you are focusing that way down on your push-up. And then however you can get back up, you get back up, right? So if you need to bring your knees down, so we're gonna go 8 on the push-up, then we're gonna go plank into a toe tap. This is a little aggressive. I'm not going to sugarcoat that, but that is a-okay. We will get as far as our range of motion allows. So we will be up in kind of this high plank, and we will touch our toe, come back into the high plank, touch our toe. If you're going Mindy, no way. Come to here, right? We're trying to get from the plank into kind of that V formation here on the spine. So right, you're trying to reach all the way back and in. Take breaks as you need. If you need to pause, that's a-okay, right? Then the final exercise, we're gonna go on a bear step versus a crawl. A crawl, we crawl like kind of all over our living room. On the bear step, we're gonna take 2 kind of steps forward, 2 kind of steps back. So the way you start in the bear position, hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips, and where we go from here, we lift up on the knees. Cute, I love it. This is your starting position. From there, you're gonna take opposite hand, opposite foot, and you're driving in for 1, driving in for 2, and then you come back, okay? Your big focus here is you are trying to keep the distance from the knee to the ground as the same. What you don't want is you coming way up here. However, that is an option, okay? So if we are getting high on the hips, know that our goal is to get very flat on the back, okay? So if we need to, we can always start to hike up a little bit on those hips, that's okay. But our goal is to eventually stay very, very flat. It's a lot of shoulder, it's a lot of hip, it's a lot of ab, back, all of it, okay? So a little bit of an athletic movement, but we love athletic movements here, right? So we're cruising. Okay, get yourself spiritually, emotionally, physically ready to rock. And we're going on our push-ups first and foremost. So hands are underneath our shoulders. Again, you're on the toes. We are going for 8 here. So we're going for 1, going for 2. Again, you can always go to your knees. I just drilled my hat onto the ground. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. Okay, going out on your plank, toe, touch. So you're gonna be in the high plank. We're gonna go for 8 again. 8's the magic number today. So make sure your hips are not starting way up here. You are in that high plank, and we are touching all the way back. If you need to, you can come here, right? Just get into the high plank and up on the hips. Into the high plank, up on the hips. And we're going for 8 in total here. This is gonna really gas you on your shoulders. That is by design, by the people. Cool. I think that's 7 and 8. Whew. Upper lip. Sweating. Okay, next, my hair is everywhere. Next, bear crawl. So we're going to go into 4 forward, 4 back. So that will be 8 total movements, okay? So again, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, toes are curled under, and we are hiking up on the knees. Go for 1, and then go, oops, I already messed up. Go for 2. So we go for opposite hand, opposite knee, and then back the other way to return back to where we were. Good. And that should be 8. Whew. A lot of movements, and that's okay. A lot of full body movements in the kind of hand, knee, hand, toe position. That's a lot of core, a lot of trunk, right? So a lot of focus is keeping those hips nice and square, nice and engaged. Shoulders are very activated, right? And you'll feel that and you'll go, yeah, I'm feeling that now. And I'll go, it makes sense. I am sweating. Okay, here we all go. On to our push-ups. Again, you can find your knees if you need to. As you get tired too, right? And maybe that's now, low-key that's me now. You can always, again, go on the knees. You can also get a little bit wider on your feet. That makes it a little bit easier as well. But we're gonna take you again for 8 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Shoulders. High in plank. Back to the toe tap. Go for 1. Go for 2. Go for 3. Again, you can always touch more in the middle of the mat. That is a-okay. Just make sure when we get back to that flat back, you suck your belly button in, you squeeze your butt to make sure you're engaging that whole way through on your core. Final time, that's 8. Perfect. And then we are going on your bear crawl. Another time around. Shoulders under, wrists under shoulders. And then knees under hips. Lift up on the hips. Opposite hand, opposite leg. Opposite hand, opposite leg. That's 1. Back, that's 2. That's 3. Suck your belly button in that whole way through, right? That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. 7. Suck your belly button in. That's 8. Whew. Ready to finish off round number 3. Are you ready? Spiritually, again. Whew. Okay, again, if you need to, you can always find your knees. That is a-okay on this push-up, but we're going for 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Shake out shoulders. This is a hostile combo, as you have learned in this tap. So again, high plank. Tap it back to the toe for 1. Back to the toe for 2. 3. Find that plank, that high plank at the end. Really, really fight as you get tired to keep finding on that plank. Good. 6, 7, and 8. 1 more. And it's the bear crawl. Woofy. But we like woofy here. This what builds our character and our strength. And we're vibing. Here we go. Shoulders over wrists. Drive it up on the knees. Opposite hand, opposite knee. Opposite hand, opposite knee. Back the same way. Back the same way. That's 1. No, that's 2, sorry. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Whew. Spicy. Okay. That was, in a word, magical. Let's stretch out on our wrists, shall we? So let's kind of do one of these. That was a lot of this position. So let's go the other way. You can always go here. You can also low-key kind of go like this. That'll also stretch those wrists kind of back the other way, right? Sweating. Low-key, I think maybe I have my heat on and it's time to turn it off. Possibly. It's slightly sauna-esque in here. Hands up overhead, grab the right elbow. Whew, sit up nice and tall. Shoulders, check. Core, check. Hips, check. Wrist strength, check. Butt cheeks, check. Just all of it. We are living our best lives here on all of them. Cool. We're going to go on a kind of figure 4 a little bit. So let's lay you down like so. Put your right foot up on top of your left thigh. That will stretch then the outside here. If this feels good and you feel this stretch here, beautiful. If you need to, we can always bring that left leg here, kind of pull back a little bit on the left leg. Breathing is coming back down to a manageable, normal manner. Your life is getting back together here. Switch legs. Oops. My hair is everywhere. Get your big belly breath going here. Big, giant exhales. Cool, let's roll you up. We will go into a butterfly stretch. This will be our final stretch for today. The end of week 1. Again, reminder, hydrate, good stretching, right? You can always follow stretching videos. I'll link them as well, so you have those. Next week, I'm going to start incorporating some band work. So I have bands. I'll put the link here as well, but they're on Amazon. They're great. I've used them for a while now, so I like them. They work very, very well, and giving you a forewarning now for what's to come next week. Cool. I think that's all I have for you. Anything you need, let me know. Other than that, I will see you next time.